So we are all professionals. We are solopreneurs and we're all professionals, right? And are we really professionals if we are not on LinkedIn? We do a lot of things on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's been my favorite platform to be on. I've neglected this forever, but now I realize that I shouldn't have neglected LinkedIn that much. In 2022 or 23, I just realized like, oh my God, this is a gold mine. And that's why I like this person in front of us spotlighted. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the Zoom room first, okay? Is Faizan the LinkedIn guy his actual name? I actually thought it was, but nobody knows. Some say it's just branding, just a glorified resume site, but yeah, no, it's not. That's what I thought it was. 5 years ago, just like me, Faizan thought LinkedIn was just a, how do you call it again? Oh, I just said that. A glorified resume site. But fast forward to now, he's helping CEOs and founders turn their profiles into client magnets. And if you see the number of people that respond to his posts on LinkedIn, you won't be surprised because he is a professional that's risen to this level in the last couple of years. And people find immense value in what he does for them. So we are talking like serious lead generation, visibility boosts. So today is here, he's going to spill the tea on the top 8 mistakes that people might be making on LinkedIn. I think he's going to be talking about the kind of stuff that gets you like silently blocks your opportunities. So he's here to fix that right now. And you know what the cherry on the top is? His free gift is a GPT powered tool, right? And it builds, like he said in the breakout room just now, it builds you a custom LinkedIn content for a whole month, creates that calendar for you. So you don't have to wake up and think, oh, what am I going to post this month or what am I going to post today? So get ready to listen. Keep that notepad handy because you guys, you need LinkedIn. And I'm going to learn. Please welcome Faizan, the LinkedIn guy. That's not his real name. His real name is Faizan Ahmad. I recently learned this. I really thought all this while that his name was the LinkedIn guy. I've known him for 3 years by LinkedIn guy. Go, Faizan.
Thank you so much, Summer. Summer, I have 18 minutes, right?
Yes.
And then how many minutes for the questions?
Uh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As many questions as there are.
Got it. And may I share the screen?
Yes, please.
All right. So let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes.
My screen is visible, right?
Yes, now. Yes.
So there are top 8 mistakes that we make on LinkedIn that kills our reach. And I will also be talking about the solutions part. So starting immediately, the first mistake is related to the banner. Most of the people, they either don't have a banner, or if they have a banner, they have the content written in such a small font that it is hard to read. And in some cases, people have multiple things in the banner. They can have a book, they can have a product, they can have a service, and also their photo, and a lot of things in the banner that it becomes so cluttered that people easily scroll away from it instead of reading it. So the solution is there should be 3 things on your banner. And by the way, the banner is the background photo of your LinkedIn profile. So the first thing is it should have your value proposition stated very clearly, which means who you serve, how you serve, and what is your what are the deliverables or transformation that you offer. So that one thing needs to be there. The second thing is a call to action. And I oftentimes see people have a call to action like contact me. But how? How should I contact you? Because, for example, if I am your third connection on LinkedIn and I want to reach out to you, then LinkedIn will not allow me to send you a message. I will first have to connect with you, send you a connection. Only then I can send you a message. So maybe people who are coming from Facebook or Alignable or Kajabi, they may not be familiar with that. So the call to action that you need on LinkedIn should be actionable and comprehensive. For example, my favorite call to action is check out my featured section to book a one-on-one call with me. Or to book a one-on-one call with me, the link is in the featured section. So we are actually telling the audience where to go next And where is that section? And feature section on LinkedIn, it comes beneath the about section. It is the only place where you can have your calendar link or any other clickable link. So that type of call to action should also be there on your banner. The third thing is branding part. So if you have a logo, if you have particular brand colors, they should also be there on your banner. So that's the one thing, one mistake and the solution that will help you stand out on LinkedIn. Because as Suzanne Taylor King also says, the first thing people see on your LinkedIn is the banner. And the second thing they see is your profile picture. And the third thing is the headline. So let's move towards the second part, the profile picture. So on LinkedIn, a lot of time we have a profile picture which is very casual, or a profile picture whose background is really busy. So the solution is you should have a profile picture in a standing position with a smile on your face and a professional attire. And the best thing you can do is to have a background to it. Particular color, like if your brand color is orange, is it green, is it purple? That needs to be there at the back side of your profile picture. So that was the second mistake that a lot of times we see on LinkedIn and how to go about it. The third one is the about section. On LinkedIn, ideally, the about section needs to be about them, our target audience. And a lot of time we feel like it has to be about me, which it is not. It is supposed to be about them. At least 80% of it should be about our target audience. So, and a lot of time people have their about section written all about them. For example, hi, I am Faizan. I have 3 years of experience. I worked at this company, then I worked at this company. But no one is interested. Everyone is interested in what's the value in it for me. What massive value you can give to my brand or to my company. So on LinkedIn, the about section needs to be about them. And to start the about section, the best thing one should do is to start it with the pain points of your target audience. For example, are you frustrated because you're not visible on LinkedIn? For example, it's a call to action. People will easily connect with you because now you have a call to action, sorry, a pain point, but also an emotional connection with it as well. Because of that pain point, the people who are going through those emotions, like now they are burnout because they are posting content, but they are not visible. So you are addressing that pain point heads on in the about section. And then you have to have a proper formatting, proper spacing in the about section to make it more easy to read, and add your own story as well, since it is your personal brand. Then you have to have a call to action as well in the about section. So this is how you can make yourself stand out on LinkedIn by having such an about section, which talks about them and not just about you. And moving forward, the fourth one is the emotional connection. So the emotional connection is a part that we use along with the pain point. And what is an emotional connection? These are actually pain words. For example, frustrated, burnout, stressed out, worried. So these words are they are presenting the emotional stages your target audience is going through because of the pain point that you address. So if you address those pain points along with these emotional connection, it will be highly resonating your about section. So that is really important to have such emotional connection at least at one place in your LinkedIn profile, and the ideal place is the about section. The fifth one is, a lot of times we see that on LinkedIn, people have their recommendations 4 years old. And a lot of times their recommendations are basically the testimonials, which are at the end of your LinkedIn profile, beneath the skills section at the end of your LinkedIn profile. And a lot of time people have transformed their services, their offer, but their recommendation or testimonial are still talking about their previous offer, which comes off as a big disconnect. So the idea is to keep them updated and exchange the recommendations. Start with your peers or any person whom you have helped complimentarily. So that was the fifth mistake that a lot of times we see on LinkedIn. Now we are coming towards the more juicy part, the content part. The sixth mistake a lot of times people are making on LinkedIn is related to not posting content on LinkedIn. Now imagine you have one less post on LinkedIn, which means 100 less people are reaching out to you on LinkedIn. So that's where we ask ourselves, can our brand afford that 100 less people are reaching out to our LinkedIn profile? So to start with, one should start by doing 2 posts per week. Won't say post every day because at the start it might be difficult. So start by doing 2 posts per week on LinkedIn. And each post on LinkedIn has to have at least 200 words in it. And long form content is coming back on LinkedIn like 200 to 300 words in a single post. They have more value and people save it. And those posts who get saved, they perform more on LinkedIn as compared to those who get more likes. Like in 2025, that metric of engagement has changed towards those posts who are getting saved. So that is the sixth mistake, that people don't post content. And the solution is start by doing 2 posts. And also the GPT that I will share with you, it will also help you come up with a calendar that you can moving forward, use those topics for your content on LinkedIn. So then we have the seventh mistake, which is inconsistency in posting content on LinkedIn. Now, a lot of times by saying that you have to be consistent on LinkedIn, it has become such a cliched word that we feel like it means nothing now. So let me define what does consistency means on LinkedIn. Consistency doesn't mean posting every day on LinkedIn. It means that if you are posting once a week, or let's say once a month, then it should be that same day and that same time every single week and every single month. Only then LinkedIn algorithm will be able to see you as a consistent person on LinkedIn. Otherwise, that's what we call inconsistency. So you don't have to have posting content every single day, but if you are posting 2 times a week or 3 times a week, just make sure that you are posting on those particular days at that particular time. And you can always leverage the scheduling feature, which is available for free within LinkedIn. And it's a great tool to help you, but make sure that you are not posting and ghosting, which means that a lot of times people have their post scheduled, but they don't attend to it. So if you don't attend to your post and people are asking questions and leaving comments, then that post will not be able to get huge reach on LinkedIn. So the trick here is be active 10 minutes before the posting time and 10 minutes after the posting time at least. So moving forward, then we have the eighth mistake that a lot of times we see on LinkedIn. And in fact, this is my secret sauce that I use for my clients. It is about comments. So LinkedIn is 60% about engagement and now only 40% about content. So what does engagement means on LinkedIn? So that is all about doing comments on LinkedIn. For my clients, I do 20 comments at least every single day, which means that I have logged into their LinkedIn accounts and I am doing those comments as them, as a ghostwriter. So what are the advantages of a comment, and what are the ingredients of an excellent comment? So the advantages are that recently one of my comment got 21,000 impressions. So that is way more than I would get on any post, which is around, on post it is 200 to 300 impressions, but on a comment it was 21,000. On another comment it was 4,000, then 1,500. Now it is actually, the game has shifted. So there used to be people who would repost, and now comment is 10 times more useful than a repost. So think about, if you are thinking about reposting someone's post, the best, more effective way is to simply do a comment on LinkedIn instead of reposting. That would be more useful for you. So yeah, so these are the advantages of the comments, and what makes a comment stand out and best performing on LinkedIn. Make sure that each of your comment has at least 35 words in it. It should have a touch of storytelling. It has to have a value so that people can read. If it is written by Chat GPT and it has no value in it, but just a positivity bias, people won't be able to resonate with it. So using AI is not bad. It is all about using the way we use it to add massive value. So it has to have your personal story, then it has to have at least some golden nuggets that even the author of the post could also resonate with. And then it can also have a PS question to drive more engagement and start the conversations right there in the comment section. And one bonus tip is when we reach out to someone else's post and we think about doing a comment there, and let's assume that person is a top influencer on LinkedIn, a lot of times the chances are that they are not there. It is their VA doing their content and managing. So the best approach there is instead of just doing a comment on the post, try to reply to those people who have posted a comment there on that post, and those people are your target audience. Try to reply to them and start a conversation with them and add massive value to them. And ideally, you can you if you do 3 of such replies on a single post, you will see a significant increase in engagement on your LinkedIn profile. People will be searching your LinkedIn profile, viewing your LinkedIn profile, and engaging with your content. So moving forward, so these are the 8 points that I wanted to discuss, the 8 mistakes and their solutions. And if I have to sum up all of it, I would say do comments on LinkedIn. You don't have to worry about if you have less number of ideas because now comments are there to save your brand on LinkedIn. So let me drop the link of the personalized GPT in the chat that will help you come up with the topics for the whole month. And it is complimentary. There is no limit to it. And also it will ask you a few questions that will make it more personalized for you. So if you have any question, feel free to let me know. And also anything, any strategy that you would like to discuss.
Opening floor for questions, but perhaps after the questions, you will sum up all the mistakes once more for everybody. Mostly because I know we are off schedule a little bit. There was nobody that wanted to participate in a mastermind. So those few minutes were like gone. And you had to start earlier. I know a couple of people came in like once you started, they haven't heard the first parts of it. But we'll wait for questions and we'll wait for a few more minutes. And hopefully you can answer more questions. There are questions coming up. Before they ask, I'm going to ask you some questions. No more TLDR. Like I'm still very hesitant about, posting long form content because people are not going to read. It's long, too long, didn't read. So how can I make it easier for people to read my long posts?
So there can be 3 factors. One is in the first 3 lines, if we make them more compelling and also by adding more stats to it. For example, my post is 300 words long. But in the first 3 sentences, I have a compelling hook and also some stats or some value add or make it more compelling, like to create FOMO about it, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Then people are going to click on the word see more. And so it is all about the copywriting part. Once they click on the see more, we immediately have to have in the 4th or 5th line offer some massive value that can transform their brand immediately or add value to them. And that will help them see that there is value and they will keep reading.
Agreed. One more question. When you have a VA posting all your stuff, or when you have your VA or you getting all the comments done, 20 comments a day, and let's say I entrust my 6 months of LinkedIn to you, and you keep track of all the comments and whatever's happening. I don't even look into my LinkedIn. What happens to the relationship building part? What do you suggest people do when they hire you and still stay in touch with these people that they're trying to build a relationship with?
Absolutely. So the idea is that these comments and also this engagement will warm up that relationship that will ultimately jump into the inbox. And that's where potentially clients come in to take on those conversations, to start building the relationship and keep the conversation moving forward. So that now it is them talking to the right person, and also that person is now warmed up and they have the rapport built already. So those ingredients, they are actually building the rapport for you.
Awesome.
The comments and the engagement.
And the 35 word count for every comment, is that like a mandatory for the algorithms, or is it for your visibility, or
so it is for your visibility?
Okay.
Yeah, it is for your visibility
to come up.
Yeah, it like there is no limit to it. Some people say it can be 20 words. Some people say it can be 30. The idea is to add value.
Yes.
Say something so useful that people write it down and want to save it.
And makes you look like an authority in your field.
Yes, a thought leader.
Amazing. Melanie was here first.
Thank you. My question was answered. Summer asked it. It was just to confirm it was 35 words and it's for my visibility. Whether it's a comment on my own post or if I'm commenting on someone's post, they might be like, oh, I like what Melanie wrote. I'm going to check out her profile. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Great. Thanks.
Great minds think alike. Robert, are you ready?
Sorry there. All right, two questions. One, I understood that you're doing a lot of the copywriting with the people that. Okay, so I'm not sure if I understand Summer's question correctly. How am I going to know what you've been communicating with those clients when all of a sudden I get them on the line and I have no clue what I've been communicating? Do you refer all these conversations you have and the content that you've been sharing with them
So there are
to
two
me,
ways to
with
go
me?
about it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. There are two ways to go about it. One is to keep record of all the conversations, like the comments and also the post in an Excel sheet separately, or maybe in a repository or
Mm-hmm.
Notebook LM, which is an AI tool and really useful for that. But the other way is a lot of those CEOs, they don't have the time even for that to go to that Excel. So they initially during the onboard process, they define to me that with what type of people would they like to engage with. For example, one of the clients said he would not be engaging with people who are talking about wellness because his product was purely SaaS or AI. So his target audience or the people with whom he would want to have a conversation were those people who were like with more technical background. So these things, these defined parameters are always there in the part of my process. So that gets it covered.
Okay. Yeah. Still, there could be a danger when he all of a sudden starts saying, "Oh, remember that you posted this and that," and I have no clue. So it would be good to stay somewhat up to date of what has been communicated to and fro, right? And the other question I have would be, how important is sales? What's it called? The
Sales Navigator.
sales navigator, exactly. Is that important?
So yeah, so there are three premiums of LinkedIn. One is the premium business. The other one is premium sales navigator. Third one is premium recruiter. So the sales navigator comes in if you have to do mass outreach and also if you have to connect with people based upon their annual recurring revenue and all, like a lot of filters. So sales navigator is like a filter for you. So if you have to have a micro niche audience, that's where sales navigator comes in. And if you have to do mass outreach, that's where sales navigator comes in. But otherwise, as Suzanne Taylor King always suggests, the LinkedIn business plan is the best because it gives you unlimited searches, 15 emails every month, and also those people who visit your LinkedIn profile, you can also see them with
Yeah.
that premium.
Okay, thank you very much. Great.
My
And
pleasure.
technically, it is your LinkedIn profile, right? So you can just log in every day or have the app on your phone and keep an eye on what's happening.
Absolutely.
Sue, are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I religiously comment on other people's post. I make sure my comment is positive and engaging. I end up generally with the question, and that is how I get at least 3 to 5 connection requests every day from people to whom I comment. But once someone contacted and told me that, hey, Sue, please don't comment on my post. And I was really shocked because it was working so great. And I just made sure my comment is positive and it is engaging and I end up with question and all. Why would anyone say that? I still don't understand. And I didn't ask him, but then he was connected with me. I said, hey, if you don't like my comments, basically I'm canceling the connection. If you want, I'm really happy to block you. I have no objection. So, what can be the reason? What I was doing wrong?
So it is not about you doing wrong. It is
Okay.
more like a misunderstanding because a lot of time on LinkedIn, a lot of people use like chat GPT to write
Oh,
comments which are
AI.
not useful. Like I'm not saying don't use AI, I'm saying if you use it, make sure that the comment or the content is valuable. So a lot of time people have bulky paragraphs and people feel like maybe it is written by ChatGPT because it has no value. And they misunderstood it. So it has been a misunderstanding.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we see a lot of those posts. Sometimes they're scary because here's a post inviting people to a particular online event that's happening. And there are 30 comments, each one saying like how great this event's going to be and how happy they are to be, a part of that event. And the event actually opens up and there's 2 people and none of those people that commented.
Actually, I posted one event which was already happened, and then somebody posted, "Oh, so looking forward to your event." I said, "This event happened. I'm just sharing my video with you." And someone posted, "Yeah, yeah, I'm so looking forward to your event." I said, "Okay."
That's communication for communication's sake. Thank you. These are great conversations. We need to have more of these. And I think we are going to have a LinkedIn question and answer session. There's an expert in the house. Make use of him, you people. Ask your LinkedIn questions, even if it's not a part of whatever he's already presented. And let's hear from Kelly.
Hi. So my question is it work against you if you're using a scheduling service, because I have something that I've been using to do all my posts for me versus scheduling it directly on LinkedIn.
So do you mean like a third party tool to schedule a
Yes.
post?
Yeah.
So there is no problem that either if you use the like third party tool or if you use the scheduling feature of LinkedIn, like there is nothing wrong with it. The problem comes where we post and ghost. Like we have the post schedule, it goes live, but no one is there to engage. So that's where but otherwise with the scheduling, there is no problem. You can use third party tools.
I know like
No problem.
Facebook, it dings you if you're using an out service, a third party service to schedule. So they don't show it as much when you do that. LinkedIn had that same penalty per se.
I've noticed that with Facebook and Instagram a lot. If you use a particular third party app to schedule, or because you're basically giving it permission to use your authority on Instagram or Facebook. Have you come across any app that makes LinkedIn give you a penalty?
No.
Not yet. That's awesome.
In terms of those apps which are for scheduling, there is no penalty on LinkedIn. But those apps who can do automation or mass activity for you or can interfere with the LinkedIn API, they can be of danger and get the account restricted.
I think most well-known CRMs can do your automation right now, right? I use Go
Yeah, so
High Level and it's working great.
CRMs are fine. It's more like those like people who use extensions such as Dripify to do spam, send so many messages on LinkedIn.
Okay.
CRMs are fine, no problem.
That's answering Kelly's question better.
Yeah, mine's a white label of high level.
Yeah, same. Brandon Drake, we haven't met in 3 years. Welcome back. Ask your question.
So I'm also a white label, Go High Level user as well. So it's great. Good to meet other people. So what I wanted to ask, actually Robert gave me this idea of, he was talking about how keeping track of conversations. Like, are there any CRMs that are able to keep track of the conversations that you had with them on LinkedIn, or is it LinkedIn like does not play nice with like keeping track of those conversations? You have to do it within LinkedIn, I assume.
So LinkedIn, LinkedIn has no problem if we save the conversation or have some tool that can record those like comments and also the content. And in fact, there are some tools such as Notebook LM, and also I heard about one more tool. So I think it is Avi.ai that can also help with that. So like there is no problem with that. We can always save the content and the comments.
Okay. Yeah, and the only reason why I ask is because it's always important to have your conversations with any of your business contacts, whether it's a networking partner, customer, or prospect, because you want to have a targeted messages toward them when you actually talk to them. And you want to keep track of those conversations, because the better you keep track of it, the better you're able to engage with those people. So I just wanted to know if there's tools like that. I know I could just go to LinkedIn and look at my conversation, but I just wanted to know if I could consolidate it into my CRM as well and have all that information all there in one place.
I think there are some tools which now have a content repositories, and they are like now have started to give the feature of saving the content in those
that's cool.
repositories. And we can also ask them questions. So I remember one name, My Memo. It's an AI tool. So that also does the same thing. So we can have specific links saved to it as well, or it can also catch the whole content by itself as well. And the best part is we can ask questions to it. So it can be for our own LinkedIn profile, and it can be for others as well. So that really differentiates it.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
MyMemo.ai.
Yeah. Okay.
Answered your question properly? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I know you're
Yeah.
Faizan's guest. And next time be my guest as well.
Yes.
Thank you, Brandon. Faizan, I still have questions. My questions about LinkedIn are never ending. My main burning question right now is social selling index. Social selling index, yeah. So my industry SSI has been 1% for a long time, but the network SSI rank, it is 7%. How can I get it to 1?
So SSI is actually a social selling index. Like, let me define it shortly for all the participants. So it is actually an index created by LinkedIn algorithm to rank the people on LinkedIn, rank the creators on LinkedIn. This index is based on 4 pillars. One is how good is your LinkedIn profile optimized? Like, how optimized is your LinkedIn profile? Second one is, are you adding value in your content? So that is the second pillar. Third one is, in DMs, are you just trying to sell, like hard sell people, or are you trying to start conversations?
So it's watching
or add
DMs
message?
as well. Okay.
Yes, add message. In fact, in this third pillar, if I am just pumping out my calendar link in the DMs for the people to just hop on it, it also dislikes it, because that link is gonna take the people away from the. Now we all know that this thing works with the LinkedIn content, but now it's working with the DMs as well. So even if in the DMs I am just vehemently sharing any link, like I wrote a blog and now I just want people to check that out. So LinkedIn is gonna check that out. It's so on in DMs, it cannot, like, algorithm cannot cut down my reach, but it will decrease my SSI rank. So it will have its vengeance. So LinkedIn will have its vengeance.
Okay.
Then the fourth pillar is the comments, the engagement. Are you engaging with the people? Like, are you going out into the newsfeed, engaging with the people? So on those 4 pillars, that's they determine your SSI rank. And if you have like 1% SSI rank, the advantages are LinkedIn never ghost ban your content. Even if, like, once in a while you do a link in it as well, it will give you some extra advantage. So these are the advantages of the SSI. A lot of time people say that I started posting content on LinkedIn and it just went up, but now in the next week it is so down, like I'm hitting the rock bottom. My impressions are 4 or 3 on a post. The reason is they need to work on their SSI, or they might be sharing links. So these are the diagnostics that needs to be seen. So I hope that answers the question. And in order to improve the SSI, we need to look into the optimization. Like, is my LinkedIn profile comprehensive? Yeah. Is my LinkedIn profile comprehensive? And we can also create polls on LinkedIn to actually ask our target audience, like, hey, busy CEOs, do you think my LinkedIn is making sense to you? Or like to make it seamless for them to engage.
Last question before I go. There are 4 components, right? Establish a professional brand. I'm just reading it from my page above. Find the right people. That's where I'm lagging. Like, what is right people? Like everywhere else, I have a good percentage. You know how it ranks you out of 100. So build relationships, I'm like 25 out of 25. The other 2 are quite okay. But find your right people. I have only 9 points over there. Now, how do I go about finding right people, and who would be my right people? My target audience or other people in my industry?
So there are 2 ways to look at it. One is, so a lot of time we get connection requests from a lot of different people on LinkedIn. Like, they may not be related to our target audience. They may not be associated with our industry, or like not the specific countries from where we would like to have a target audience from. But we simply go ahead and accept that connection request mindlessly. That can be one factor, because now those connections, they are just sleeper cells in your LinkedIn. They won't gonna engage with you because your content is not resonating with them. And also they're not your target audience, so you may also not be able to reach out to them. So those sleeper cells in the connections, they can be one reason, like they are not the right people for you. The other is, before that, I would love to know more about your target audience. Like, with what type of people do you usually want to connect with on LinkedIn?
Coaches, authors, speakers, people
So
that
do
are
you
industry
all
experts.
so do you always connect with them on LinkedIn? Like, do you make sure that you're connecting with them on
No,
LinkedIn?
not necessarily. I connect with people that I meet online on networking events, and
Hmm.
I look at the people that are asking for a connection. And if it looks like it's a spammer, I don't accept that connection. If we haven't met, I think about it twice. I take a look at who those people might be.
So
And yeah,
which is definitely like a good strategy. You can like work around it by having a list on LinkedIn always of those coaches, for example, because your LinkedIn profile is ranked on that word.
mhm,
So if you are always once a week like sending 5-7 connections to them, the
mhm,
algorithm will see that you are still in that specific, like you're still looking for that specific target audience. So
gotcha.
that will help with the algorithm.
So do you recommend I go back and delete some of my connections that are no longer in my target audience or the sleepers?
You should.
Good idea. That's my to-do list for the
Yes.
weekend then.
Yes.
Thank you. Donna has a question. Let's go over to Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hi there. I have to figure out how to lower my hand. I'll figure that out in a minute.
Don't worry about it.
But so I was very interested in what you're talking about here. Is this something that's on the paid version of LinkedIn?
Yeah, so there are three paid versions. Like, one is the business plan, which
Mhm.
gives you unlimited searches and 15 emails in a month. And it is, I would say, the best plan for those people who don't have to do like mass outreach, or whose target audience is not that much micro niche. The other one is the sales navigator plan that gives you also the unlimited searches, but additionally it gives you 50 emails per month on LinkedIn. And it is for those people who like to connect with those like B2B lead generation, more micro niche based upon how much money they're earning per month, per year, how many number of people do they have in the company, or what industry, what demographics, are they in the news, are they not in the news, like all those massive filters. And third one is the LinkedIn recruiter plan. So it is for those people who are in the HR, who have to do like who have to publish jobs on LinkedIn, and hundreds of people are applying on those jobs, and these recruiters have no time to sift through those CVs. So that, in fact, the recruiter plan is the most expensive plan, and that this is the area where it helps. So it has an ATS system built in it, and it is also has some metrics that measures the optimization of your LinkedIn profile as well. So especially those job holders, I always suggest them to have the LinkedIn profile optimized. So these are the three business plans, the
But
premium
this
plans.
SSI that she's talking about, the social selling index, is that in the business plan, or is that in all three of the paid plans?
So it is like both are two different things. Okay, so it is not a part of a premium plan or anything like that. It is more like a ranking or algorithm, how algorithm is evaluating you. So it
I know, I'm
applies
just
on
trying to
all.
figure out if I go into my LinkedIn and I look for this, would I be able to see it? I don't pay for any of those
So
services.
No, you
so
can
you
get
don't
that
have
on
to
your
pay.
feed.
There is a link.
I just
I
put
will
a
share the
link in
link
the
with you.
chat.
Awesome.
I just
Yes.
put a
So
link
you
in
just
the
need
chat.
to
Log into
you
your
just need to
LinkedIn,
click on the link.
click on it.
Thank
Yes.
you.
It is free. It is free.